Alright, so it's not my usual recording day today. It is I think it's a Monday. I'm actually not sure what day it is. Well, it must be Monday because yeah, it's Monday. Alright, I'm not sure how I forgot what day it is. I'm not insane, I swear. We're doing a good old bit of TT Superbikes today because, as we know, it's dawned on me how long these races are actually going to be because, 2 laps of the TT, 3 laps of the TT, 4 laps of the TT, and around 20 minutes a lap. You can do the maths yourself. It's not really going to work out in the recording sessions that I do when I'm recording a game. So I'm going to have to record a little bit of overtime, a little bit extra, but that's fine because I enjoy this game. And it's a game that I really want to get done. And then on my second channel, at some point, I'm going to get started on the arcade mode, but maybe I'll wait until I finish this game. I might play MX vs ATV Alive before I do that. I don't know. Well, actually, no, I won't, because I'm going to run 2 Let's Plays on my second channel, just because I have that kind of time, and I've worked out the maths, and I could do it. But I need to get these long races out of the way first, so I should probably stop fucking around and actually get a move on. So I'm riding the Honda again, just because I don't like the look of the Yamaha, but I'm going to ride the standard Honda rather than the racing Honda, because using the racing Honda would be cheating, because the racing Honda is too fucking quick. And let's not use a red bike twice in a row. And can't be Shadow Man here either, because the bike doesn't come in black. So I'm not going to be Shadow Man. I'm going to be Jerry Seinfeld from the Bee movie. This track has, well, this helmet, it's not a bee, but it's a hornet, and that's close enough. I hate hornets. Literally useless. Hornets and wasps. Although the only thing I've ever really been stung by was a bee. And they fuck you up pretty good, but I haven't been stung by a bee in years, so I don't have a problem with bees. Yeah, don't need to qualify because after the last one with the ultra lightweights, where I didn't need to qualify and I still won it because it's all based on lap times and stuff, no need to qualify for an actual TT event because I'm pretty much guaranteed to be faster than the AI in this game when I don't actually have to race them. Which is the exact opposite of like the majority of other games. Since I'm playing it right now, we'll use Gran Turismo Concept as an example. I tried recording Gran Turismo Concept on Saturday. Those episodes won't be going up for a few weeks, but to be honest, I'm now a couple of weeks ahead on my TT videos anyway, so I might as well talk about them because it'll be roughly about the same time. The last 2 events of the course licenses on Gran Turismo Concept are fucking impossible. I mean, I got them done, so they weren't that impossible, but it took me, if I did a like a 6 episode recording session, and we'll say each episode was 15 minutes long, because I only overran by like 1 minute either side of that. I'm not very good at maths, that's why I didn't take it for A level. 15 minutes. So that if there's 4 15 minutes in an hour, then that means about an hour and a half, I'll say. An hour and a half, roundabouts. It took me that long to beat the time around Tahiti Maze Reverse in the Mitsubishi, and beat the time around Apricot Hill Reverse in the GER Concept. And I was very angry for that entire time, pretty much, but now that I'm past all those challenge stuff, it's just like races left to do, which will be nice, because hopefully they'll be kind to me when we're doing races. Because my usual thought process on this kind of thing is, when I have to beat like I don't know why I slowed down so much, I could have easily gone around his outside, and now he's coming back just to teach me a lesson. Although he braked in a straight line there. Yeah, usually... Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Um, Usually my philosophy when it comes to like the challenge mode in racing games and stuff is when you have to beat a time, the time is usually pretty much bullshit. And you know, especially if it's supposedly set by an AI car, is going to be pretty near impossible to beat a lot of the time, unless the game is kind to you. But in Gran Turismo, the game is literally never kind to you. And then when you actually have to race against AI, you know, and their car is physically there on the track with yours, and they have, you know, an actual physics model rather than just like a set of numbers to beat, that's when they become beatable. And you know, it's less irritating when you fail to do it, usually. But on this game, apparently it's the other way around, because I really struggle to beat the AI in heads-up races over some of the Arai Expert Gold Cup events. You know, that one, the 400s on the Yamaha. That was a real struggle. And then there was a circuit race a while ago. I can't remember if that was the Southern or if that was Castletown, but I know I tried to use I think I tried to use a Triumph, and I couldn't do it. So I had to, I think I edited in a clip of me on a, I don't know, a Yamaha or a Honda or something, on the end of that video, taking the win. Although I might have completed it off camera, I really can't remember now. That was so long ago. And now, not quite nearing the end of the game, but getting somewhere near, I reckon, you know. We're almost at the TT events. I plan on getting at least all of the Manx GP events done in this recording session. Because the way I see it, I should have all day, because pretty sure my sister's around my nan's house, and my parents will be at work, probably. Or wherever they are, they're not here. So, you know, if they come back, oh, it depends on how far through the lap of the course I am. But if they come back, I'll either shut up and just finish off, or there'll be a cut to the end of the race, or something. It seems to be always this game that I get interrupted while I'm playing, and I don't, like I always say, I don't want anyone, you know, amongst my family finding out about my YouTube channel, because that'd be pretty fucking embarrassing. So, you know, I'm gonna do it in secret, and when you know, that's why I can only record once a week, because I only get like one opportunity, where I get an extended period of time where no one else is about. And if that goes away, then there'll be a serious issue, but I'll figure something out. You know, there's something I've noticed, kind of sort of, about my life a little bit, is that everything always ends up working out in the end, you know? There's always a happy ending. It might not be immediate, you know, we might take a little bit of, oh shit. We might take a little bit of time to get to the happy ending we want, but there's always a happy ending in there somewhere. That's the important thing to remember. Also, my Elgato wasn't responding properly earlier. It took me, well, my PlayStation and my Elgato were playing up a tiny little bit earlier, but they should be fine now. The PlayStation took about 5 or 6 tries to read the disc for this game, and I don't know why, because usually this is the one game I can guarantee will work. But then, you know, I was threatening it with turning my 360 on, planning to play maybe a little bit of MX vs ATV Alive, get that Let's Play going. And then I remembered sort of my plan for everything. So I turned it off again, switched the connection back over to the PlayStation, and lo and behold, the disc had loaded up. So I don't know, it always feels like technology can tell when you're going to do something like this. Maybe that's what I should have done, trying to make Ridge Racer 5 work Saturday night, because I tried to I have Ridge Racer 5, but I haven't played it yet. I bought it ages ago. I put the disc in. It's a blue disc, so I had to flip the PlayStation over to make it read. And I think I prematurely flipped it back because when I tried to load into a race, it just got stuck on the loading screen. And I don't know if that's just because Ridge Racer 5 is a shitty game with really long load screens, but the disc did read, so I'll give it another chance later, I guess. Anyway, like I was saying about the Elgato playing up a little bit, it did that thing that it does sometimes where it, oh, there's a guy down, coming over the bridge jump, which I forgot the name of, because I always forget the name of all of the turns on this course as soon as I get here. Oh, there goes the phone. Give me a minute. Telemarketers, as usual. I should just ignore them. And I would, if my nan didn't insist on calling the house phone every time she tries to call us. Yeah, the Elgato was playing up a little bit. The display wasn't working quite right. I switched over to the capture tab, but it was still displaying what it would usually display on the edit tab. So I had to mess around in the options a little bit, and I went into, it's like the recording. There's like a little slide bar that can change the quality of your recording, and I slid that up all the way to the top, and usually it will say, oh, we've detected that your computer won't be able to handle this. Would you like to put it down to recommended settings? But I just put it all the way up to the top, and it might have been because it was playing up a little bit, but it didn't warn me to go back down to like a more acceptable level. So my hope is this episode will look really good. No guarantees. Maybe it's corrupting the file as we speak, which wouldn't surprise me given the track record of my Elgato, but it would be nice if I could have a really high quality recording. So, I don't know, we'll see how that works out. Maybe I could mess around doing that for my original Xbox Let's Plays, considering, you know, the Elgato only accepts a 480i input from that. So if I jammed the quality all the way up to the top, at least it would look somewhat presentable. But then again, this stuff always gets like, the quality always gets taken down by, you know, processing it in Windows Movie Maker and then uploading it to YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe I'll experiment with recording some Xbox later. But it won't be a real video. It'll just be like a little test thing just to see how it all fits together. Hair is covering my face again. I'll just wait till we get to a straight part. I really need to get a haircut, but I don't want to cut a lot of my hair off because I kind of like it when it's longer. I look better, I reckon. Here we go. Here's a straight bit. Oh, careful not to re-rend this next guy. Yeah, he moved out of my way. That's a good line through there. Kept the throttle all the way open. I mean, I know the game does a little bit of auto braking for you, even on the intermediate handling mode, but I really can't handle expert. I wish this game kind of let you sort out your assists on your own. I feel like that'd be nice of it, but it doesn't do that. Hey, by the time this episode comes out, the new what is it? The AMA Supercross game should be out, which I won't have because I don't buy games when they're new. So, you know, someone. Well, you probably won't need to let me know if it's any good or not, because I follow a lot of channels that exclusively play motocross games. So I'll have seen plenty of gameplay of it from there. And I know they've already released plenty of gameplay from to hype it up, kind of, I guess, before it comes out. But you know, everyone who plays it in preview footage is shit. I don't know. I don't quite really understand how that happens every time, but it does. the riders who well, the players, not riders, the players who because the last game I bought when it actually no, the last game I bought when it was new was Forza 6, but I bought MXGP, the first one, when it was new. I'm pretty sure, and when they were you know, releasing preview videos for that and stuff, the guys that got to play it were actually really good, and that made the game look even better than maybe it was. But MXGP is one of my favorite motocross games. Not the, you know, my favorite, but it's a good one, definitely. I'm gonna play it on this channel at some point, but it's gonna be a few games before I get there. Well, I am gonna do it before I embark on my big MotoGP series, so you know, maybe it won't be too long before I get there. Yeah, but they haven't been very good at playing MXGP in the preview footage, so kind of I'm interested in seeing what some actual, you know, people that are into motocross games that play them a lot and can learn them, you know, that actually learn from their mistakes while they're playing. You know, I want to see how it looks there, and then a couple of years down the line, when the prices have gone down, then I'll get it. I've got a bunch of ideas for track designs. Fuck you. That guy straight up just pushed me into that wall. It's not even a bollard, just a straight up wall. Maybe I should have hit the brakes. Although I crashed the 125 twice in the ultra lightweights, didn't I? So, you know, having just, well, no, actually, because I already crashed this doing that great big jump, so never mind. But I was gonna say that I had actually improved, and I guess I have actually improved, because that crash wasn't my fault at all. I could have braked a little bit, tried to get out of it, but I didn't really realize that there was a wall coming up. You know, on your display, if the extra high quality recording stuff has worked out, you'll probably have seen that wall about 3 miles in advance, but for me, it didn't really work out that way. I've got a pretty pixelated display, if I'm honest. Well, I don't want to, you know, count my chickens before they hatch. But I reckon, as I move up the ranks in this Manx GP, I will... Oh. Well, that's the guy that pushed me into the wall, so fuck him. That was an accident, but now I'm gonna pretend it was on purpose. Yeah, I think the next event is 600, isn't it? Is it a production 600? Oh, I think it might be. Keep it under control. Because these little road marking things at the side there, they really fuck your day up. You don't want to be going anywhere near them. I think the next event might be 600, so I don't get a nice slow 400 to practice one last time before I go to the bikes that really have a lot of grunt. But considering, you know, I only fell once when it was my fault in this race, I reckon that I should... Basically, what I'm trying to say is I should get better with every run. Is the hope. There's still a little, you know, still a little bit of the track to go. One of my problem corners in Governor's Dip. Plus, I think, oh no, I managed to get through the one where I accidentally go straight on a lot of the times just fine, so that's alright. Go past this building, which this pub here, I think is a pub. It has a name, and I should know the name, but I've forgotten it. My bike that I ride now, although maybe by the time this episode comes out, I'll have finally moved up to my Sinus Apache, but the Sky Team Ace, the Chinese little calf racer thing, like I always say, looks like a old Honda RC. No, this is a corner I usually go straight on, so just need to be careful. I know it isn't. Okay, well never mind then. Anyway, yeah, the Sky Ace, as I'll call it for short, I didn't come up with a name for it, so Sky Ace is fine. On the website for advertising it, there was a picture of it. It wasn't actually in front of that pub, but it was like photoshopped so that that pub was the background. And that's the story about that. Also, I think my dad and one of his friends, years and years and years ago, this would have been, went to the TT with their bikes, did a lap of the track, and as they were coming down that way, one of Dad's friends' brakes failed, or something, and he just went straight on into the car park. Oh no, he braked too late because, you know, as you can see from this game, it's downhill heading towards there. So, you know, if you're going a little bit quick, and a lot of the Isle of Man doesn't have speed limits, so if you're going a little bit quick, you might want to jump on the brakes a little earlier because it's downhill. Speaking of jumping on the brakes a little bit earlier because it's a downhill, let me tell you why I hate Imola, and Milestone's Superbike 2011. The last corner before the chicane on the start-finish straight is fucking hell to get through. And when I eventually get around to playing Superbike 2011, which won't be for ages and ages, because I don't even have it planned to play as part of my MotoGP series. Yeah, maybe I'll end up showing why I'm not a particular fan of Imola. Anyway, although it was a good race on the super stocks. Anyway, next week, yeah, I was right about it being a 600, but it's not production. It's the Junior Manx. So I don't know what I'm going to ride for that, but it's probably not going to be the Triumph, to be honest. So, oh, actually, I've got 2 new bikes unlocked. So next week, we'll have a look, and we'll find out what those are.